let me see. So,
Yes.
so and such as.
So and such. No, no, it is not
Ah,
such as. It is only such.
sorry, such.
Yes.
These intensifiers are used to give emphasis. So it used before adjectives and adverbs without nouns. I'm so tired. I have to go to bed.
Okay, up to there. Thank you so
Much.
much. The first one. Thank you so much. Adjective so. The intensifier so we use it before adjectives in adverbs without nouns. Alright? Like as you can see here, I'm so tired, I will have to go to bed. Okay? Please, I want to hear from you your examples. Ariel, please, can you help me out with one?
I mm, I was thinking I'm so tired, but that's the example.
Yes, okay. It is only an adjective. What you need.
I'm so happy because it's the end of the month. I don't know.
Yes, I'm so happy because it's almost over the month. Perfect. Adela, please. Thank you so much, my dear.
Um, um, could I say I so worry about the reading test?
I am so worried about. Yes, worried. Perfect. Yes. So don't forget, before adjectives and adverbs without nouns. Without nouns. That is so important. Okay. Next, match many, little, and few. For instance, you shouldn't eat so much, Ian. Or Rachel can speak so many languages. Or you have so little time, for example, you can say. Okay? So please, give me your examples, please. Adela, yours, please.
Um,
You can use either
you
much, many, little, or few.
okay? Mm, I was thinking about you have so much information about the topic.
Yes, you got so much information about the topic. Perfect. What about you, my dear Ariel?
Mm, Many people will come to the audience.
So many people.
So
So
many
many
people.
people, yes. Remember that these are the intensifiers to emphasize something in a sentence. The next use. Such, in this case, is just with or without either an adjective before the following aspects: singular countable nouns, the indefinite article, which are a and an, is also needed. For example, I can stand him, he is such an idiot. You see? Whenever it's singular countable noun, only with a or an. When it comes to using uncountable nouns, we don't need to use any articles. Okay? So please, with the countable nouns, help me out with your examples. Ariel, please.
It could be, for example, it was such an amazing match.
Yes, it was such an amazing match. Perfect. Yours, Adela?
That is such as a good restaurant.
It was such a good restaurant. Perfect. Such a good restaurant. Perfect. Now, as I told you, with uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns, the article is no needed. For instance, I haven't eaten such good food for a long time because food is an uncountable noun. Or maybe our neighbors are such friendly people. People is a plural countable noun. Okay? So don't forget. Just let me grant access. Okay, so please, I want to hear from you your examples. Who can help me with this kind of examples? Adela, please, yours.
Um,
Remember, uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. It is not necessary to use any article.
Okay. Um, this is such a crowded place.
Now remember, we don't have to use article here. For instance, you can say, okay, tell me uncountable nouns, for example. Give me an
Uncountable.
yes, uncountable.
Maybe. Mm, I don't know.
You can say,
What
for
could
example,
be?
time, water, something like
Uh,
this. Or maybe
maybe.
plural nouns. As you can see here, people. It's a countable but plural noun. So you don't have to say they are such a friendly people, right? Or they are such
Mhm.
amazing people. No. Such amazing people or such friendly people without the article. Okay? So please, maybe you think of it, my dear. Okay, think of your example. Ariel, please. Perhaps you can help me?
Yeah, it says also for plural countable nouns, so it could be
Yes.
by far that is no, the most not such the most creative situations or solutions I ever heard.
Yeah, such creative solutions. No more than that. Just like that.
Okay.
Such creative solutions. Like that. In here, we don't have to use the most in any of those, okay? Adela, please, yours. Have you thought of your example?
Yesterday was such difficult day. Mm, I'm.
No, you are using the article. That is the other
Oh,
use. Yes. It's okay, but we are talking about uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. No? Think of proper examples of uncountable nouns, like milk, water, time. For example, ideas. It could be a plural countable noun. For example, my friends have always such good ideas. You see, we don't have to use here any article because ideas is a plural countable noun and it also works with uncountable nouns. Okay, so don't forget. Next, so and such can both be used with a that clause, the that clause, to talk about the results or consequences of something. The word that can be omitted in some cases. It depends on the sentence. It was such a bad film that we left before the end. Okay, that is the reason. It was raining so hard. It could be that we heard it. That is intrinsic. That we had to stop the car. But in this case, we can omit, and it's exactly the same as if it was written. So please, tell me your examples. Ariel, please, you go.
Okay, I'm thinking about it. Um, it's just to mention about the consequence, or
Yes,
how.
because for example, it was such a bad film that we have to, or it was such a boring film that I was about to sleep, for example.
Okay, it's more like the cause and the consequence.
Yes, something like
Okay,
that.
so for example, uh, it was a sunny day,
Mm-hmm.
so or such. No, so ¿cómo se dice? Quemaduras,
Burns.
burns. Okay, so I had um, hard burns.
Yes, for example. Okay, or you can say maybe it was or she was so beautiful that I was about to fall in love with her, for example. Okay, it's the cause and the consequence. My dear Adela, please tell me your example.
I was so sick, that I have to be in bed
That
the
I
whole
have to stay
weekend.
home, you can say. That I had to stay home.
Mhm.
Yes, perfect, like that, okay? So now we have to work on this exercise. Okay, I don't want to give you the answers, but I'm gonna show you anyways. Okay, as you can see here, maybe on your student's book is on the next page, I guess. We had to complete these sentences with so and such. For example, in this case, we have to use such. We had such a lot of homework to do at the weekend. It is to emphasize, alright? Marco didn't expect to be there. So many questions in the exam. It was such delicious food. As you can see here, food is an uncountable noun, so we don't use any article here. Such delicious food, just like that. It is such an interesting book. I was up reading it all night. Number 5. Laura enjoyed herself so much. In this part is intrinsic the close that she didn't want to go home, right? In some cases you can omit or not, and it doesn't matter. Next, as you can see here, we had to correct the mistakes, and as you can see there, Anthony and Sasha are not so good friends, are such good friends, right? Iris notes so heavily during the night that, not at which, we couldn't get to school the next day. Seville is such a beautiful city, and there is so much to see and do. In this case, we use a because city is a countable and singular noun. The next one says, okay, I need a break. This is such a hard job. We cannot say such a hard job because job is an uncountable noun, right? So let's go back to page number 49, please. We're gonna practice this. Let me know when you're ready, okay? This is a little bit of kind of the keyword transformation. We have to use the keywords that are in bold to rephrase the sentence, the second one, so it has the similar meaning as the original one. Okay, are you ready to go?
Is using such and so or with?
Yes, both. We can use both. So and such are exactly the same, but we have to use it depending on the order in the sentence. Okay, so number 1. We decided to see the film as it had such good reviews. As you can see here, reviews is a plural countable noun, so we don't have to use any article here. So, the reviews for the film were what? That we decided to see it.
It could be word positive, so
So,
we
yes.
decided.
So the reviews for the film were so good, right? That we decided to see it. That is the answer. Were so good that we decided to see it. Number 2. The weather was so bad that we decided to come home. So it was such a what? First of all, weather is a countable noun or uncountable noun?
Uncountable.
Yes. So that is why we don't have to use any article here. So, tell me the answer, please.
It was such a rainy day. Not such rainy day
No, we have to
that
we have to use the words that we have in the first sentence. It was such bad weather without any article, right? It was such bad weather We cannot say such a bad weather because weather is an uncountable noun. So it was such bad weather that we decided to come home. You got it? Or don't you get it?
Can you repeat it, the last part? Such bad word, so that we also
No, no.
just that we decide.
Only that we decided. Like that. It was such bad weather that we decided to come home. Just like that. Because weather is an uncountable noun. Remember, with uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns, we don't need to use any article. Any. No article is needed. Number 3. I got so absorbed in the film that I forgot to phone Amy. Or I forgot to phone Amy, which is the same. So it was what? What kind of film it was? That I forgot to phone Amy. The adjective is absorb. We've got it, right? Who can tell me the answer?
It was such absurd film.
Yes. But in this case we have to change the adjective absorb by absorbing. It was such an absorbing film, I forgot to phone Amy. Or that I forgot to phone Amy. Why? Because absorbed, it is usually common to use related to people, and absorbing related to things. Right? Absorbed is because you were absorbed. You are absorbed. But the film is absorbing. Right? It's like, for example, you are tired, but for example, your job is tiring. Right? For example, you are worried about something, but the situation is worrying. It was like this, okay? So it was such an absorbing film, I forgot to phone Amy. Number 4. The party was so crowded that we could hardly move. So it was very difficult to move. So there were what? People at the party that we could hardly move.
What is the meaning of crowd?
Crowded means that it's packed with people. It's full of people. There is a lot of people.
It could be there was many people.
There were so many people.
Okay, so many.
Yes, there were so many people. Instead of saying crowded, there were so many people. So anyways, I'm gonna show you here the answers so you can check the spelling. There you are. So the first one was the reviewers for the film were so good that we decided to see it. Number 2, it was such bad weather that we decided to come home. Number 3, it was such an absorbing film that I forgot to phone Amy. And the last one was there were so many people at the party that we could hardly move. Okay, now we're gonna put into practice this because I have realized that it is not that clear at all. So, in this case, each one of you are going to tell me. We're gonna follow these topics and talk about it. We have to use so and such as many times as you are able to. For example, you can say regarding a singer or a band whose music you like, for example. You can say, for example, Bon Jovi, it's a band that has such good music, for example. Or that performs such good music. Something like this, right? Please, who wants to try first? Adela, please, you're gonna start. Tell me an activity tell us about an activity that you enjoyed doing the most. Try to use so and such.
Um, lately,
Mm-hmm.
I've been into watching series.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, because I find them so interesting.
Perfect.
And one of them um, is about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
That is such interesting topic.
Such interesting topics, or maybe such an interesting topic. It
Okay,
depends. Mm-hmm.
about how the brain works, and I was so shocked
Yes.
about the magnificent of the neurons and things like
Yes.
that.
Perfect. Nice. Ariel, please. Tell us about a singer or a band whose music you like. Because as far as I remember, you are like a musician, right?
Yes.
Yes, you see. Okay, so please tell us.
um, well, I enjoy to listen in metal music, but the band that I enjoy the most is, for example, Slipknot or Linkin Park. It's so exciting to me to
Yes.
listen that kind of music. It's such relaxing music to me, but a lot of people could feel such a horroring music.
Yeah.
But to me, it's not like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us about a memorable holiday.
Also me.
Yes. One more time.
Okay, for another holiday. Mm, I really I consider that all holidays in my family are so relevant. For example, talking about Christmas, birthdays, and so on. It's such a special occasion that we could share together.
Yes.
So I consider that every situation, every holiday is such a amazing day.
Perfect. Like that. Okay. And Adela, please, finally yours. Tell us a little bit about a celebration or party that you have attended.
Um, well, in my case, I'm not people who likes to attend that kind of events, but the last one was about the Christmas dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should spend so much time with my
Perfect.
um, to have a good relationship with the coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of hard for me because some of them are such a tough people, rude people.
Yes. Perfect. You can, or maybe you could say they are such amazing friends. Like that. Okay.
They are.
Nice. Now let's move on to the next part, that is regarding word formation, participle adjectives in adverbs. Okay? To describe how we feel about something or someone, we can use the past participles as adjectives. For example, my young brother got quite frightened, which means scared, right? Scared, during the final scene, right? To describe the thing or the person that produces that feeling, the feeling, we can use the present participles as adjectives. For example, it was quite a frightening scene, right? It's something like I was telling you some minutes ago. Uh, Adverbs in this case can be formed from present participle adjectives. It is expensive to go and see a film these days. Not surprisingly, cinemas are often half empty. Okay, in this case, surprisingly is an adverb. Alright, maybe. I want you to help me out writing the past participle of each of the regular verbs from the box. We have annoy, bored, disappoint, disgust, embarrass, fascinate, frustrate, impress, relax, shock, surprise, tire, and worry. And we have to add the ed ending in every single one. For example, amused, astonished, and excited. Number one, annoy. What do you think is this? In the sound, in the ending sound, D, T, or ed. We say annoyed or annoyed. Not annoyed, right? What do you think it is? The first box, the next one, or the third one?
The third one?
Annoyed? No. In this case is in the first one, annoyed. With the sound D. Annoyed. Right? Bored. It's bored. It's bored. So it's in the first one as well. Bored. Disappoint. What do you think it is?
Number two?
Number three in this case, disappointed. It's like the sound ed, disappointed, disappointed, right? Like this. Disgust. The same. Ed.
3.
Yes. Disgusted. Disgusted. Embarrass.
1.
The second one. Embarrassed. Like with the sound T. Embarrassed. Fascinate.
The first one?
Actually is the last one, the third one. Fascinated. Fascinated. Frustrate. What do you think it is? The same, the last one. Frustrated. Like the sound ed. Frustrated. Impress. It's impressed.
Second one.
Second one, impressed. With the sound T. Relaxed.
Second one.
Is the second one. Perfect. Shock. It's like shocked.
First one.
The second one. Shocked. Yes, with the sound T. Surprise. It's the first one. Surprised. With the letter D. Surprised. Tired. It's tired.
First one.
The first one. Perfect. Worried. The first one as well. Worried. Worried. Because it's the sound D. Like that. Alright. Let me see if there is a kind of explanation here. As you can see there, the table, right? Bored, surprised, annoyed, tired, worried. Embarrassed, impressed, relaxed, and shocked. And disappointed, disgusted, fascinated, and frustrated. Okay. So let me see if there is kind of explanation here. No, there is not. Okay, we have to complete every single gap from exercise 4 with the present or the past participle form of an appropriate verb from the exercise 2, from the box, okay? All of this. It is possible that we have to use an adverb. More than one answer might be possible. Number 1. 90 minutes is the ideal length for a film. After that, I start to get what? You start to feel what? If a film
Bored.
lasts longer than you expect. Bored, yes. You start to get bored. Perfect. Number 2. I find it so when people talk during a film. Why can't they keep quiet?
Annoying.
Annoying, perfect, or frustrating. It is so annoying or it is so frustrating when people talk during a film. Number three, I tend not to watch sequels. You expect them to be as good as the first film, but they are often. In here, you need an adverb.
Disappointed?
An adverb. It could be either disappointingly, surprisingly, or frustratingly. Those are the adverbs. Poor. Number four. I fell asleep in the cinema once. I felt so. People were laughing at me.
Tired?
People were laughing at me. How do you feel when people laugh at you?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Perfect. Embarrassed. Number five. Documentary films about wildlife are. I learned so much from them. From the box. Fascinating. Are fascinating. I learned so much from them. Number six. There is a amount of violence on television and films. I think they should impose stricter limits.
Shocked? Or
Shocking,
impressed?
shocking amount of violence. A shocking amount of violence. Okay. Okay. I would like to clarify something. What is the difference if I tell you I am bored because the teacher is boring? What is the difference between using bored and boring? Who can tell me?
Is the difference between a verb, that a situation that I'm feeling or doing, bored.
Yes.
Um, the other one is, I don't know, that's an adverb.
No, that is an
It's
adjective.
adjective, okay.
Adverb is the word that modifies or indicates or point out the way in which occurs the action. For example, surprisingly, like this. As I tell you, what is the difference between bored and boring? What happens if I use an adjective with ed ending, bored or tired, and the other one with ing, tiring and boring? What is the difference? Can you find out what is the difference? Try to figure it out.
Um, I think that when you said I'm bored, is when you feel something that's not interesting, maybe.
Yes. Okay, the difference goes beyond than that. For I'm gonna tell you, okay? It is not that difficult. It is basically like this. When you use the adjectives with ed ending, for example, bored, worried, tired, it means that it is a temporary situation or feeling, temporary. But if you say, for example, that someone is boring with ing, the adjectives with ing, someone or something is boring, is worrying, is frightening, is disappointing, it means that it is a permanent characteristic of the person or the object. It's a permanent characteristic. That is. So the adjectives with ed ending indicates or point out temporary feelings or situations. Okay, temporary, but with ing ending, permanent characteristics of the person or the object or the situation maybe. Okay, so that is why I was telling you. You feel bored, but just for a while. Meanwhile, you are in the class, but the teacher is boring. It means that the teacher is boring all of the time, right? Or for example, you can say, I feel bored because the movie is boring. You feel bored just for a while, but the movie is boring all of the time. It's a permanent characteristic. Okay? So it is clear now?
When we use, for example, with the end, Lee,
It,
disappointedly,
the
embarrassedly.
adverbs. The adverbs. You mean the adverbs?
I
Disappointingly.
guess I didn't
All
remember
right.
exactly the grammar also in Spanish, so I don't know what is the
Okay.
meaning of that.
An adverb is a word that modifies the verb. For example, you can you can run, right? Run is the verb, okay? But in what ways we can run? Quickly, slowly, right? What else? That is an adverb. It's a word that indicates in what way an adverb or an action occurs or happens. For example, you know what is the meaning of speak, right? Speak. Okay. In what ways can we speak? Can you tell me?
Fluently,
Fluently, that is an adverb. Fluently. Loudly, as well. Loudly. What else?
slowly,
Slowly, that is an adverb. Those are adverbs, words that modifies or indicates in what way occurs an action. That is an adverb. An adjective, as you know, it's something that indicates the characteristics of a person or an object or a situation. For example, the most common are you're beautiful, for example, in this case, annoying, boring, disappointing, disgusting, embarrassing, scaring, tiring, impressive, and so on. Okay, those are adjectives. Now it is clear
and
now.
we can
Okay,
form a verb to adverb.
sorry, can you repeat it?
We can transform a verb into adverb. For example, the case of disappoint and disappointly.
For sure. That is the word formation, the word families, because most of the words have its noun, its verb, its adjective, and its adverb. Most of them. Not all of the words, but most of them. For example, let me think. Tell me a noun. For example, what it could be. For example, let's check this. Let's choose this word. Expect. You know what is expect, right? What do you think is a family word? Expect is the verb in this part, is the verb. What do you think it could be the noun? El sustantivo. What it could be?
Expectation,
Expectation. Okay. What do you think it could be the adjective?
expectly,
No, in this case, expectly it could be the adverb, but it doesn't exist. Expected, expectly. For example, expect, expectation, expectator as well, right? Expectatives as well. Expectative, it could be the adjective. Let me choose another one. Let me see. Okay, let me see this one. Where was this word? Okay. Okay, this one. Produce. Produce is the verb. What do you think is the noun?
production,
Production. Producer as well it could be. Producer. The verb, the adjective. Productive, right? And the adverb is productively, right? That is the way how it works. All of the words, most of them have the family word. Adjective, noun, those are called the parts of the speech. Adjective, nouns, adverbs, verbs, and so on. Okay, so don't forget. So I hope it is clear now.
yes, thank you.
Yes, okay. So let's go over the writing part, the review. I should please remind me if I showed you how to write a review or not yet.
I don't remember.
Okay, anyway, so let's go over the Google Drive folder and let's open up this writing guide, the Ultimate AFC Writing Guide. And let's take a look. Let me see where's the review. Okay, the review. '16 it says. Okay, here it is. So what is a review? Basically, it's an opinion that you provide about a service or a product, or maybe a movie or something like that. Service or a product. The purpose of a review is the purpose of any review is to talk about a topic in detail, assessing its pros and cons, its advantages, making some recommendations, and also you have to give it similarities to it has like kind of similarity to the articles, and reviews are expected to entertain the reader while being more informative. In this case, the style is informal. You can use informal language, you can use phrasal verb, contractions, collocations, and idioms as well, if you want. The structure. First of all, you need to come up with a title, to think of a proper title. This title must be a catchy and engaging title as possible to catch the reader's attention from the very beginning. The introduction as well, you should introduce what you are talking about in a leisure way, in a quick way, trying to entertain the reader. Every single paragraph between the introduction and the conclusion must deal with a different aspect, and you should wait until the conclusion to make your recommendation. Okay? So let's go over a sample task. It says, Restaurant Reviews Wanted. Have you been to a great restaurant lately? If so, send us an honest review of the restaurant explaining what you liked and disliked of the place, as well as its location, staff, and how it looks on the inside. Okay, and here you are a model answer. First of all, you have to think of a proper title. Then it's a very quick introduction, right? Being a huge fan of traditional American fast food and restaurant styles, it's no wonder that my favorite restaurant in Granada is Foster's Hollywood. Okay, so you mention what is the service or the product or the place that you are going to talk about. Then you have to write your body paragraphs. In the first one, you have to, for example, take about the pros or the advantages or the things you liked. And the second one, the things you didn't like about it. And then you have to conclude. In your conclusion, it is advisable to write your recommendations on the place or on the service that you're writing about. Okay? So, there you are, another model answer, and in this part, you will find some useful language or expressions that you can use to write your review. You see? Like this. Okay, so it is not that difficult. Do you have any question on how to write a review? Let me know, please. No?
No, I don't think so.
Alright. So you're gonna write your review about this. This is your task. Okay? For the next lesson. Your teacher has asked you to write about a film you have seen recently for the schools. Okay, you have seen recently for the school's English magazine. Write a review for the magazine, including a brief description of the plot, giving your opinions on the film, and saying who you would recommend it to. Okay, remember that you have to write by using between 140 and 190 words, no more than that. Okay? Don't forget. So now we're gonna practice speaking. It's been a long time that we haven't practiced this exercise specifically. As you know, this is the speaking part 2, the long turn. So please, who wants to start first? Let me know. What are the people enjoying about watching these different performances? Picture number 1 and 2. 1 minute. Adela, please, you are gonna start.
Okay, well, both in both pictures we could appreciate that people are are watching some performance, but in the first picture, it's a street performance with a random public. Maybe they were passing by and
Yes.
watch the men doing some um, acrobat acrobacies
Acrobacies. Acrobacies.
acrobacies.
Yes.
Okay, and the second one maybe it's performance that was planned about some dragon or Asian traditions, and
Yes.
it's different because maybe they are in a theater and they are sit in their places and watching the performance.
The performance perfect. I was about to say that. Perfect. Okay. Please keep going because you are missing some seconds.
Okay, and in both pictures, the people is really attempt what the artists are doing,
Yes.
and they are enjoying what they are seeing. And in my opinion, what I would rather watch or attend is in the second one because I like to be sit and in a place where I can appreciate the whole show. And in the first one, I wouldn't enjoy it because most of the time here in our country is not safe being um, really concentrating what they are doing because maybe we can suffer from
Injuries.
missing, missing things. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect, my dear. Thank you so much. Only some feedback on the vocabulary that you can use. This man, it could be a street performer. You see, it seems to be walking on a tie rope. On a tie rope. Also, you can say this performance it's outdoors or on the open air. The audience to pass by, as you say, to pass time, and the other one you can use on a stage because they are dancing on a stage, they are performing on a stage. The audience, or it might be a cultural event. It seems to be right. This kind of vocabulary. So thank you so much. Now you, my dear Ariel, please. One
Okay,
more
the
minute.
same question.
Yes, the same.
So, as I can see in the first picture, I appreciate a man and a street artist, street
Performer.
performance.
Yes.
Okay, um, it's quite tricky because I couldn't see exactly what he's doing, but it's look like so exciting show because I can appreciate some people smiling and so on, but it's an informal demonstration of art.
Yes.
That is a high difference with the second picture. That it seems to me like it's such a formal performance, and also it's a team with a, I guess it's a band. I couldn't
Yes.
appreciate well the people.
No, it seems to be a dancing group.
Okay, so
Remember, sorry, excuse me for that. In this part, don't forget that we have to speculate. Okay, you have to speculate how by using modal verbs. For example, it seems to be, or they might be. For example, in the first one, you can say this performance of the man. It might be a little bit dangerous. It might be harmful, right? In the second one, it seems to be like a dancing group or a cultural event, as I told you. They seem to be dancing on a stage and so on. Okay, so please keep going. Sorry.
okay, so in the first picture, it seems to me that it's something dangerous that he's doing because it looks like he's using just one foot I guess is using a lot of knives, or I don't know how to say machete.
Alright, you can say only like a sword. It seems to be a sword.
Okay,
Yeah, a sword.
that it's a high difference with the second group of people. That it seems to me that it's such formal performance, and they should the excuse me. What is the past of should? Should
No, the modal verbs, should is a modal verb. So the modal verbs don't have the
okay,
past
so
for should
because
is should.
they had should practice. I don't
Yes.
know. Okay, they had should practice a lot to
No,
with a lot
instead
of
of that,
people.
you can say because in present it should, in past it should as well. So it doesn't change. So
Ah,
for
okay,
example, he should practice. You can say
okay. They should work for a lot of months in a high number of team, and they also may pass selection. I don't
yes.
know a selection phase. So there also to me it's also consider I also consider that the second one is with buying entrance. That is another difference with the first one. That is public entertainment that you can give some money to the artist if you want.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. My dear Adela, please tell me which of these kind of performances would you like to attend to?
Well, as I said before,
And
I
why?
would like I I rather be in the second one because that kind of events, I think they are kind of really have a preparation,
Mm-hmm.
coordination, because as you can see in the picture, the dancers are doing some things, but behind of them there are musicians. Musical life is a really good thing when you are in a performance. In my case, I really appreciate those kind of details.
Okay.
um yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's keep on practicing. As you can see here, you have some key vocabulary. On stage, one man show, because it's only a person, a read for pleasure, being outdoors, audience, pass the time, street performer, cultural event, in the open air, consult reference books, walking on a tightrope, be engrossed in a book. It means that you are really focused on a book. Okay? Now you're gonna work over this one. Okay, one more time, Adela, you're gonna start. Why have these people chosen to read in these different places? 1 minute.
mm, well, based on the pictures, both in both pictures we can see they are alone and they are reading a book. But in the first one is in a maybe a library in a comfort place where the boy could be ours and be safe maybe,
Yes.
and that
You can
in
say,
this.
sorry for interrupting you, sorry, excuse me. You can say, the boy seems to be studying, maybe for an exam. The environment or the setting seem to be like kinda quiet and silent, yeah. The second one, the woman seems to be reading something very engaging, something like this, okay? So please, go ahead.
Okay, in the second one, maybe when you are in a hike or doing camping,
Yes.
to spend the time, most of the cases we should read. We like to be into a book, reading about something and enjoying the space, watching the landscape and maybe the city far from the where the girl is. But in both pictures, they look really absorbed in their readings.
Perfect. Like that. Or maybe engrossed. For example, as I told you, when you are engrossed in something, it means that you are really focused on something. For example, and nowadays, teenagers used to be engrossed in their cell phones, for example, like that. You can use engrossed. This is a very useful adjective, okay? So now please, you go ahead, my dear Ariel. One more minute.
Okay, so as I can see in the first picture, well, it's the same boy, I guess, but in
Yes.
the first picture, by far he has more books than in the second picture. So he doesn't look like he's fond of that activity as well as the second picture. So I consider that he is preparing himself for a test, or he's studying something like he don't understand. Because it seems to me that his face is not the face that someone use when he's is enjoying something.
Mm-hmm.
So in the second picture, but it's also in a library. So I don't guess he is reading literature or something like that.
Yes.
So in the second picture, oh well, no, let me change the phrase. On
Okay.
the other hand, in the second picture, uh, he looks like he's enjoying more the activity. But in both cases, he's uh, absolutely concentrated, so focusing in the the book that he's reading. But in the second one, he's look like he's enjoying the activity, not as a homework.
Perfect. Like that. So tell me, my dear Adela, okay? Where place would you prefer to be in reading?
Hmm. Um, I think depends on the mood that maybe I will
Oh,
be,
okay.
because I really enjoy being in a library in the silence alone and with a book, because I can enjoy it more.
Okay.
And the second one is not comfortable reading in that kind of places. We were camping last month with my father, and I brought bring
Okay.
a book,
All right.
and but I didn't read it because the light, the space, we were doing other things. It was really distracting.
But I think it depends on the person, on the kind of the
Yeah.
person that you are. For example, if you are a nature lover, it could be a suitable place for you to read there.
But yeah, but in that case, like you said, I like nature, and I like go walking and exploring. But
Yeah.
to be focused on reading, I need to be in a quiet place.
Oh yeah, like in a library. Perfect.
Yeah.
My dear Ariel, please the same. Where would you like to read?
Well, it's a curious question because to me it's no difference. I have the custom to study in a mountain when I was a student in the university. So I literally climb a mountain to
Really?
to begin to study with my computer, or I go to the library. To me, there were no difference. So to me, both are equal comfort.
Okay, perfect. Nice. Thank you so much. Okay? That is the way that you have to perform in this part. Okay, guys, you're back, right? So now we're gonna practice a little bit of listening. And in this part, I'm gonna play the audio. As soon as you know, you're gonna listen twice. You will hear some people talking about different situations, and you have to decide what is the right answer, A, B, or C. Alright? And then we're gonna check the answers. Alright, so get ready, please. Page number 52, right? Okay. So the listening part is going to start right now.
You will hear people talking in 8 different situations. For questions 1 to 8, choose the best answer, A, B or C. 1. You hear a man talking to a friend about a TV series he is watching.
Enjoying the new series?
Well, yeah, it's okay. The writers have done a great job with the storyline. It draws you in, makes you want to keep watching, like a book you can't put down. It's a shame about the actual script, though. I mean, the actors do their best with their lines, but they all sound very unnatural. And people are saying good things about the music, but I really don't understand why they've used modern songs in a series set in the 1920s.
So you're not a fan then?
I wouldn't say that. I watched 3 episodes in a row last night.
2. You hear a woman reviewing a book on the radio.
All too often we are told that the author takes us on a journey. But the phrase is entirely appropriate for this, the first volume of Gray's memoirs, since each chapter is named after a different European location where she lived out a particular stage of her colourful life. At times, it reads like a novel set against a background of huge political change across the continent, but this is the story of a life in which fact is stranger and far more absorbing than fiction. The map at the beginning of the book is a useful addition, by the way, as many of the place names may be unfamiliar to you.
3. You hear 2 friends talking about a film they have just seen.
I thought the pace dropped a bit halfway through the film, but apart from that it was really good.
Yeah, it was great. You never expect a sequel to compare well with the original, but in many ways this one was better, more entertaining.
Especially the bits with those twins. I haven't laughed so much in ages.
Yeah, I didn't laugh out loud like you. I never do, but I know what you mean.
Definitely a candidate for an award or 2.
Right. But it's true, the director could have speeded up the action a bit in the middle.
4. You hear a man telling a woman about a storytelling course he attended.
So, what made you decide to do a storytelling course?
Well, a friend of mine who did it last year recommended it to me. She thought I might enjoy it, and she was right. It was great fun, really laid back, and everyone was very supportive. It gave me the courage I needed, and the self-belief, to be able to stand up and speak in front of a group of people.
So, are you going to be leaving us to take up a career as a storyteller then?
No, I like working here too much.
That's a good story.
5. You overhear a woman calling a bookshop.
Hello, yes. It's about a book I bought in your shop last week, a Catherine Adams novel. I just wanted to point out that there were 1 or 2 pages missing. No, there's really no need to apologise. I mean, it's not as if it was the last page or anything, and I got the gist of what was happening without the pages. I just thought you ought to know so you can check the rest of your stock or talk to the publishers or something. Oh, that's okay. Yes, pages 60 to 63.
6. You hear a man talking to a friend about a story writing competition he won.
Hey, I saw you on the telly last night talking about your competition win. You kept that quiet.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of an ordeal, to be honest.
Why is that?
Well, it's a live chat show, so I was worried I might make a mess of it.
But you'd already been on national radio.
Yeah, but I didn't have to say much then, just read the story out. That's much easier than talking about yourself in front of millions. And anyway, I wasn't surrounded by all those celebrities when I was on the radio. It was just me and the other 3 finalists in the studio with the presenter.
7. You hear 2 friends talking about an actor in a play they have just seen.
The actor who played the grandfather looked familiar. Did you recognise him?
Yeah, I did. I've seen him in 1 or 2 of those period dramas on telly. He usually plays much younger characters, though. He can't be much older than 40.
Well, makeup did a good job then. He looked very convincing.
Yeah, he did. And his movements and gestures were really authentic. He's a natural.
Right. But I did think he tried a bit too hard with the voice. He mumbled a lot, so it wasn't easy to make out what he was saying sometimes.
Yeah, I had trouble understanding him too.
8. You hear part of a talk by a writer.
Now, you're all avid readers, so you know all about the wonders of books. Your bookshelves are probably full of novels, some of them mine, hopefully, and it's likely you started reading from an early age. So it may surprise you to know that until I was 15, I had never actually read a book from beginning to end. My parents didn't read, and nor did I. Then one day, a local writer came to my school and read extracts from her latest novel, and I was hooked. I bought the book, and when I'd finished it, I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life.
You will hear people talking in 8 different situations. For questions 1 to 8, choose the best answer, A, B or C. 1. You hear a man talking to a friend about a TV series he is watching.
Enjoying the new series?
Well, yeah, it's okay. The writers have done a great job with the storyline. It draws you in, makes you want to keep watching, like a book you can't put down. It's a shame about the actual script, though. I mean, the actors do their best with their lines, but they all sound very unnatural. And people are saying good things about the music, but I really don't understand why they've used modern songs in a series set in the 1920s.
So you're not a fan then?
I wouldn't say that. I watched 3 episodes in a row last night.
2. You hear a woman reviewing a book on the radio.
All too often we are told that the author takes us on a journey. But the phrase is entirely appropriate for this, the first volume of Gray's memoirs, since each chapter is named after a different European location where she lived out a particular stage of her colourful life. At times, it reads like a novel set against a background of huge political change across the continent, but this is the story of a life in which fact is stranger and far more absorbing than fiction. The map at the beginning of the book is a useful addition, by the way, as many of the place names may be unfamiliar to you.
3. You hear 2 friends talking about a film they have just seen.
I thought the pace dropped a bit halfway through the film, but apart from that it was really good.
Yeah, it was great. You never expect a sequel to compare well with the original, but in many ways this one was better, more entertaining.
Especially the bits with those twins. I haven't laughed so much in ages.
Yeah, I didn't laugh out loud like you. I never do, but I know what you mean.
Definitely a candidate for an award or 2.
Right, but it's true, the director could have speeded up the action a bit in the middle.
4. You hear a man telling a woman about a storytelling course he attended.
So, what made you decide to do a storytelling course?
Well, a friend of mine who did it last year recommended it to me. She thought I might enjoy it, and she was right. It was great fun, really laid back, and everyone was very supportive. It gave me the courage I needed, and the self-belief, to be able to stand up and speak in front of a group of people.
So, are you going to be leaving us to take up a career as a storyteller then?
No, I like working here too much.
That's a good story.
5. You overhear a woman calling a bookshop.
Hello, yes. It's about a book I bought in your shop last week, a Catherine Adams novel. I just wanted to point out that there were 1 or 2 pages missing. No, there's really no need to apologise. I mean, it's not as if it was the last page or anything, and I got the gist of what was happening without the pages. I just thought you ought to know so you can check the rest of your stock or talk to the publishers or something. Well, that's okay. Yes, pages 60 to 63.
6. You hear a man talking to a friend about a story writing competition he won.
Hey, I saw you on the telly last night, talking about your competition win. You kept that quiet.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of an ordeal, to be honest.
Why is that?
Well, it's a live chat show, so I was worried I might make a mess of it.
But you'd already been on national radio.
Yeah, but I didn't have to say much then, just read the story out. That's much easier than talking about yourself in front of millions. And anyway, I wasn't surrounded by all those celebrities when I was on the radio. It was just me and the other 3 finalists in the studio with the presenter.
7. You hear 2 friends talking about an actor in a play they have just seen.
The actor who played the grandfather looked familiar. Did you recognise him?
Yeah, I did. I've seen him in 1 or 2 of those period dramas on telly. He usually plays much younger characters, though. He can't be much older than 40.
Well, makeup did a good job then. He looked very convincing.
Yeah, he did. And his movements and gestures were really authentic. He's a natural.
Right. But I did think he tried a bit too hard with the voice. He mumbled a lot, so it wasn't easy to make out what he was saying sometimes.
Yeah, I had trouble understanding him too.
8. You hear part of a talk by a writer.
Now, you're all avid readers, so you know all about the wonders of books. Your bookshelves are probably full of novels, some of them mine, hopefully, and it's likely you started reading from an early age. So it may surprise you to know that until I was 15, I had never actually read a book from beginning to end. My parents didn't read, and nor did I. Then one day, a local writer came to my school and read extracts from her latest novel, and I was hooked. I bought the book, and when I'd finished it, I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life.
Okay, let me show you the answers, please. Okay, here it is. Number 1 was letter C. Number 2, letter A. Number 3, letter B. Number 4, letter C. Number 5, letter B. Number 6, letter A. Number 7, letter B. And number 8, letter B as well. Okay? So tell me, how many right answers did you get out of 8? I hope all of them. 7, perfect, nice. You? 6, it's nice, perfect, okay. 5, okay, perfect. Now let's go over my favorite part, which is phrasal verbs. Okay, in this case we're going to learn some phrasal verbs with take. Okay, on the from the listening task we have the sentence. So are you going to be leaving us to take up a career as a storyteller then? According to this context, what do you think it means, the phrasal verb take up? It is, so you're going to leaving us to take up a career as a storyteller then? Can you figure it out? What could be the meaning of the phrasal verb take up? Yes, it's to start doing something, to start a new job, or maybe to start doing a new activity. Okay, that is the phrasal verb take up. Okay, we continue. In this part are underlined some phrasal verbs we take. We have took after. Take after is in the base form. Take after, take over, take to, take up, take someone aside, take in, take on, take off, and there's no more, right? Yes, okay. So in this part, in exercise 3, are the definitions of every single phrasal verb from these ones, okay? As you can see here, take to means to start to like someone or something. That is the meaning of take to. The next one is to employ someone. What of these phrasal verbs we take do you think it means to employ someone? According to the context of these paragraphs. Take a look at it, please, and tell me. What phrasal verb do you think it means employ someone? I'm gonna give you a few minutes so you can read it and analyze it. No, in this case not. To employ someone is the phrasal verb take on. Is the last one. She was taken on as a dancer. To employ someone. Take on. Okay. Next. Number 3. Resemble someone. Resemble someone means to be very, very similar in terms of physical appearance with someone. That is, resemble someone. What I think is the phrasal verb that means resemble someone. Take over. Not in this case, is take after. Is the first one. Rosie always take after her father. Take after. It's to be very similar to someone in terms of physical appearance. Take after. Number 4. To move someone away from other people to talk. That is take someone aside. This phrasal verb is transitive because we have the particle take, the main verb, and then you have to mention the person, in this case the object pronoun, and then aside, the particle aside. So it's take someone aside. In this case, take her aside. So take her aside means to move someone away from other people to talk, in order to talk with that person. Number 5. To accept something as true. Take in, perfect. Take in is in this case. Take in the fact. It's to accept. Number 6. Gain control. Take over. That is the meaning of gain control. Take over something. To take the control over something. Take over. Number 7. To start doing something. It's, as I told you, take up. To start doing something. Especially a new activity. And the last one, start to become successful. Take off. Perfect. Take off. Nice. Alright. Now we have to complete these sentences with an appropriate form of the verb take. The first one has been done as an example for us. A pair of shoes should last longer than 2 months. If I were you, I would take them back to the shop. It means that you are going to return those shoes to the shop. Okay. Number 2. My dad used to. What is the appropriate form here of the verb take? Used to me to school, but now I have to get the bus. Yes, my dad used to. Are you sure? Used to, took, take, because in the past it's used. Solía llevarme, used to take, sorry, used to take me to school, but now I have to get the bus. Okay, so be careful with that. Number 3. I lost money on that business deal. Of course, I regret this advice. In this case, we have to use, as it is a regret. How could you say in English, I regret? In this case, it's having taken. I regret having taken his advice. The proper translation sería: yo me arrepiento de haber tomado su consejo. I regret having taken his advice. We use regret and then the present perfect. I regret having, and why do I use having the ing form? Because after regret the verb has to go with ing form. Okay, so don't forget. I regret having taken his advice. You got it? Yes, right? Okay. Number 4. She criticizes everybody else and refuses any of the blame herself. She refuses to do what? To take. She refuses to take any blame of herself, any of the blame herself. Refuses to. That is a verb pattern. Refuse to something. Number 5. If you more interest in the children, they would behave better. This is, as you can see here, if is like if it was a conditional. So if you took more interest in the children, tell me. In the second conditional. Yes, this is the second conditional. If you took more interest in the children, they would behave better. This is actually the second conditional. In the second conditional, the first clause is the verb has to go in past, and then the other clause is with the modal verb would. Okay, don't forget. 6. The stray cat was looking a lot healthier. It was clear that someone, it says, pity on it. That someone, sorry, did you say what? No, in this case it's someone had taken pity on it. Why? Because we have to use here the past perfect, hath taken pity on it, because we're talking about yes, because we are talking about the past. So it was clear that someone had taken pity on it in the past. It's like a narrative tense. We're talking about something that occurred in the past. We're telling about that past event. Alright? So it was clear that someone had taken pity on it and given it something to it. Number 7. It a great deal of courage to sing in front of an audience. This is the simple present. Yes, it takes. Perfect. Come on, number 8. I can understand why you so long to do this exercise. You took or you take, or you are taken maybe. Are taken, perfect. Why you are taking so long to do this exercise, perfect. Okay, so as you can see, time is over. Okay, so as a homework, you have to write your review. Okay, just like that. That is going to be your homework. No more than that. So please, my dear students, turn on your cameras, please, just for a while. Let's take today's attendance screenshot and then you can leave. Okay. Here we go. There you are. Okay, so thank you so much. Maybe do you have any questions? Something that you would like to know? No? Okay, so you can leave. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you the next Thursday. Have a nice weekend and take care and keep on practicing, please. Bye bye.